Well, Allie Beth Stuckey put out a video on the trad wife movement, the red pill, and the patriarchy. Patriarchy. How could it get? What could be any worse? And she just rails on the trad movement and the patriarchy and the red pill, whatever that is, the red pill here. But in the video, let me go to the video here. In the video, she starts off talking about how a wife should submit to the husband. Hey, it's all good. It's all good there.
Trying to bring back tradition doesn't actually mean that they are talking about biblical marriage, where the husband loves the wife as Christ loved the church, and that the wife submits to the husband as to the Lord. This like beautiful relationship that represents the.
All right, good. Yeah, so we got that right. Okay, we got that. We're on track. We're on track here, Allie Beth. Now we go to the red pill, though. The problem, the red pill has an overemphasis on submission. Here we go.
These people may say they're Christian or they're Catholic because they see that really as a part of tradition. But a lot of these people don't know their Bibles. They likely have spent no time getting to know the person of Jesus at all. Again, it's just a reaction. And as I said, it's really a grift. Like you can kind of get a following by saying the most ridiculous things, like just ridiculous things about how terrible women are and all of this stuff. Again, that's straight.
These are the red pill guys, I guess. They just talk about, they don't know they might be Christian or Catholic, but they don't really know their Bible. They say things about how terrible women are, like maybe the Bible said in Proverbs about the harlot, how she waits. There's some pretty rough things in Proverbs about the adulterous woman, right? Yeah, hey, yeah, these red pill, yeah, whatever. Okay.
Just ridiculous things about how terrible women are and all of this stuff. Again, that strange overemphasis on the submissiveness of women. It's very creepy and very porn-like.
So these red pill guys, they have a very strange overemphasis on submission, unlike the Bible does, right? Right? What? It's very creepy and very porn-like. What are you talking about? What? What book has a very it could be accused of having an overemphasis on submission. It's that old book that we pull out in church sometimes called the Bible. The Bible. Almost every time that marriage is talked about in the Bible, submission is brought up, right? Submission is brought up in there, but that's creepy. All right, let's go on. Now this is where it goes kind of off the rails here. It goes a little bit off the rails because Allie Beth Stuckey is a complementarian. She's a complementarian, meaning that she believes there are roles for men and women. And she's not a patriarch. She doesn't believe in the patriarchy, though. But complementarian means that men are to be the leaders, kind of. And I've done many videos on complementarianism and my problem with complementarianism. But it gives a thin layer of leadership and separation of roles. But it really, when you get really down to brass tacks of complementarianism, it's basically egalitarianism with a little bit of male leadership sprinkled in, if the husband leads the way that his wife wants him to. If he doesn't, so it's all just nonsense. Anyway, here's what she said. Now this got a little, I thought, boy, I don't know, you're getting a little off in the weeds here.
I say this as someone who has the capability of preaching. I have the capability of preaching. I could deliver a more biblically sound, persuasive, and dynamic sermon than most men in the pulpit today. And so could many, many other women.
Wow. Did anybody hear that? Allie Beth Stuckey wearing her little sweater sitting on the couch. She believes that she could deliver a better sermon on Sunday morning than most, she said it, most preachers in the pulpit today. Wow. Okay. okay, she can deliver it better than most. And I would say, I would really actually like to see her try. Because I know there are many women who believe that. There are many women who believe I can preach better than my pastor, blah, blah, blah. And well, you know, maybe they could. Maybe I doubt it. But if there were that many women that could do it, then I think we would see a lot more women who are popular pastors that actually have a following. And there are hardly any. Very, very few. And there are many, many, many Christian denominations that allow women to preach. So you would think if it was that common, there'd be a lot more of them. There's not. There's really not. Anyway, here's where probably the worst part of this. You know, when you watch, I'll put a link to this. You can watch it, but I don't know if you want to waste your time watching it. But if you did, if you did, here's where it kind of really went off the rails.
I saw someone say, "Oh, I did not like that my wife was listening." This is like a pastor, I guess. I did not like that my wife was listening to Allie Stuckey. It's not because of what she said. All these people say the same thing. What she says is right. What she says is true. But I don't like how she says it. Meh, 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 meh. Boo-hoo. That's what I hear. Wah, wah. You sound just like the little high school progressive girls with their pronouns in their profile who say, "You have a mean tone when you say true things." That's exactly what you sound like. I didn't like that it sounded like this, even though everything that she was saying is true. Okay, so here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that. So she said somebody wrote in, the pastor doesn't want her listening to Allie Beth Stuckey because not that what she says isn't true, but he just doesn't like the tone of it. He doesn't like the spirit of it. Maybe because Allie Beth Stuckey has the spirit of Jezebel in her. I don't know. I don't listen to Allie Beth Stuckey that much, but for whatever reason, this husband and pastor told his wife, who is probably listening to Allie Beth Stuckey talk about this, said, "I don't really like you, and I don't really want you to listen to her." And I'm sure she's going to listen to this. This wife will listen and go, "Ha ha, my stupid husband, who's a pastor, I'm going to tell him to go pound sand because Allie Beth Stuckey said, forget you. You sound like a little junior high girl when you talk about me." Whatever. Now, that if she is complementarian, even for all of complementarian faults that they do have, even a complementarian would say, listen, if your husband tells you, "I would like you not to do something," then you should submit to his authority and say, "Okay, I will not do that thing, whatever it is, anymore." And really, even a husband, now husbands aren't biblically required to submit to their wife's requests, but even if, you know, if my wife, who I love, if she said, "Listen, you listen to this wacky dude, I don't think that's a good influence on you." You know, if she came to me and she said that, I would probably strongly consider, like, well, you know, if she really thinks this is bad, you know, maybe I wouldn't. I'd probably say, yeah, maybe I'll find something else. So if it really bothers her that much that I'm listening to Andrew Tate, or no, not Andrew, whatever. Anybody, whoever it is, doesn't even matter who it is, whoever it is. If it's John MacArthur's, I don't, you know, that guy has the wrong tone. I really think, you know, I think he's putting you in the wrong spirit. Like, you know, I'd seriously consider, what's that? Allie Beth Stuckey is telling this wife who has a husband who she should be in submission to biblically, and who is also a pastor, it sounds like, tell him, basically, in a nutshell, your husband is being a sissy little girl, and tell him to go pound sand. You sissy little girl, right? It's not good. You are in dangerous waters, my sister. We got to get it turned around. The complementarians, they got to go. Patriarchy, it's the only way. And Christ is winning. He is building his church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. Until next time, this is the Post Millennial Man.